Sam is in Leeds, and Sam is a migrant. Sam, I'm so glad you rang. What's the answer to this problem?
Hello. Good morning to you and all the people in home who is watching or listening to the program. As a migrant, with my whole experience, I just wanted to highlight, there is, first of all, as you mentioned, there is no legal way to come and seek asylum. It's the first thing I wanted to mention. And also, there is different situations which need to be considered individually for each person. For example, me personally, I came through Europe. I did have a very difficult experience in France. For no crime or for nothing else, just for being migrant who doesn't have any identification or any document. And I was beaten with French police, which really affected my mental health and in many ways. So I had to leave France. They gave me a letter to leave, and I didn't have any choice, and I just came to the UK. It's my personal experience. So it was, I never had planned to come to the UK. And it just happened to me as in many ways, you don't have any control of where are you going or what you're going to do. It's because just you are like nobody with no documents, with no identity, and it's really complicated. And also, I just wanted to mention, if you want to, in my view and opinion, if you want to look at this subject, if you want to stop this, if government really would like to stop the migration, I think they really need to do something from very beginnings. For example, because I am Iranian, I can just speak about my situation. One gentleman was calling and talking about the border, and he was really highlighting, we have the border, we need to protect the border. Yes, we have had the border in Iran as well. We have had the government, we have had the peace, but unfortunately, with help of British government, this very bad revolution happened, and that's the reason why we are, many of Iranian people are outside. We have no place. I haven't seen my family for years now. I can't go back to my country. I have lost my country and my family. I don't know where it's going to be possible to see my family again. And it's all because of this bad political stuff, which unfortunately British government is involved in the history you can check. And if you really want to do something, you need to I believe you need to do something from the beginning, because when the countries are not safe, people are going to come out and they're going to go somewhere, someone like me, without plan, without choosing, going to end up in UK or anywhere else in Europe. And just, I really hope it's some right decision going to happen. And maybe, it's a very sensitive situation in my country right now.
Oh, it's a terrible situation in your country, and I'm not surprised that you left, especially if you were part of any sort of protests or whatever. I have been in prison. I have been tortured by authority. I have had lashes. I have had prison, and very, 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 very traumatic experiences. We really hope, British government do some support for people. I am sure if things change, many Iranians go back, and they do like to go back to their country, but still, situation is not right, really. I just want to ask you, Sam, if I can. A lot of people listening and watching will say, well, how come you didn't have your papers? Why didn't you have a passport? Why didn't you have your papers?
Because Me personally, at the beginning of my journey, actually, the smuggler took my passport, and I didn't have any other paper with me. And you know, you have when you leave your country like this, I didn't have chance to say goodbye to my family. I didn't have chance to take anything with me, and also, you know, you are so there's lots of stress, and smugglers try to put pressure on you and scare you and just take everything from you, any document and stuff. And it's just usually happening in this way.
Talk to me, Sam, about the journey that you made. I just want people to understand that you know, not everybody that is seeking asylum in this country is a liar. You know, is trying to just come here for the pavements of gold. I want people to understand that in a lot of cases, the kind of journey that you had to take.
Oh, it's, honestly, it's really, for my experience, it was really hard and difficult. I have been in the car boots. I have been really feeling like, I was feeling really like I'm dying, I'm in the grave, I'm in the, you know, it was really terrible experience. And one of my experience, very, very bad experience, was in France. As I mentioned, my hand was cuffed from behind, and my legs as well. And 5 police just beat me for no reason. Honestly, it was just because I was in detention center, because of the migration status, because I didn't have any paper or document. And this officer was really behaving like very in racist way, actually, swearing and beating. And I have had serious injury. I have all the evidence on the paper. I can prove it. I didn't have chance yet to go to any court or somewhere to complain about that. But I have all my experience. I have evidence and letter from doctor and in detention center.
And so when you were in the detention center, how did you have to escape the detention center and run to the smugglers?
So at the end of the after like 45 days in detention center in Paris called Menil-Amelot, I think. In French they say Menil-Amelot, but it's if you want to write it in English, it's a little bit different. If you want to spell it, actually. After 45 days, I had a final court, and fortunately, judge let me free. And I just went to the Calais, you know, the jungle, and I have spent some time there, and just I could find someone to come.
How much did it cost you to get across the channel?
Can I not answer this question, please? Okay. It's a couple of £1,000 actually.
Right. Okay. All right. And again, people will be saying, well, look, if you've got that sort of money, what, you know, why not? I mean, you couldn't stay where you are. You couldn't stay in France, but you could have gone somewhere else.
Oh, yeah, that was the issue, because if I go to somewhere else, they're gonna send me back to France, and France was giving me this letter to leave immediately. Right. And I had this hope that UK will not act on the Dublin rule. I don't know if you are aware.
Yeah, we can't anymore because we left the EU. So the Dublin protocol is that we could have returned you to France, and that's why all the other countries in Europe would have been able to return you to France. And if we were still in the EU, we could have done the same. But now we're not part of that protocol, so we can't.
That's right. Yeah.
So how have you been treated since you got here, Sam? Hopefully better than you were in France.
Unfortunately, I have had really big hope when I arrived to the UK. I can say I have had very nice experience when I arrived. First of all, I met a police officer, really nice police officer. He because I was really hungry and thirsty, he bought a bottle of water and one chocolate. I don't know. I can't remember. Maybe it was a Snickers or something. From his pocket, you know, it was really giving me some peace and giving me some, like, some confidence and some after that journey and after all of that stress. But as soon as I just start my process here, unfortunately, I have been treated by Home Office again that way, and I have been for a couple of years without any answer from the Home Office because of that Dublin process. And I have been in detention center in the UK as well. And
what is your situation now? Presumably you don't have papers yet. You can't work.
Fortunately, I have now. Because, after a couple of years, fortunately, finally, Home Office gave me that chance. And I just needed that chance because my case was real and it was not just a story or lie or something. That's why with one interview, I just got my status less than a month, honestly, because it was really a strong case. And my problem sorted out, but it's many difficulties still need to just being sorted out. Really.
And just finally, if I can, Sam, there's somebody just said, well, how many safe countries did you go through before you hit France?
The first country I did realize because it was France, because as I said, I have been in the car, I have spent in the boots, and I really experienced feeling like being in, grave, really, I was feeling right.
So you were driven in the boot of a car to France.
Yeah,
so France was by smugglers, and that was the first country that you set upon. Sam, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you calling in. I really do, because I think it is important to hear your voice, and now you're here and you're legal, and you're working, presumably, and giving back to the country that you're in.
Yeah.